This is Nessa on ESL Top 10. You know something? I hate math. And if you know me, you know I don't just hate it, but I suck at it. But you know what? I love idioms. I love expressions. Why? Because they're informal. And not only that, they add character. They make your language more unique. So in today's lesson, I'm going to show you 10 super cool expressions and idioms all related to numbers. So we're going to go over 10 super cool expressions related to numbers, starting with number 1, 24/7. How many hours in a day? 24 hours, right? How many days in a week? 7. So 24/7 is a way of saying all the time. I'll give you an example. You can call me 24/7. I am here to help. Or we are open 24/7 to help our customers. Got it? 24/7. Number 2. There's 2 here, a bunch and a ton. These 2 determiners are informal. A bunch means many, like a bunch of people went to the party yesterday, or I know a bunch of people from South Korea. A ton means a lot. Oh, I had a ton of work yesterday, or I can't go out tomorrow because I got a ton of homework. Number 3, 1 in a million. This is an adjective and it means special, unique, and amazing. You are 1 in a million. Number 4, it's kind of the opposite, a dime a dozen. A dime a dozen is an idiom that means really common, really easy to find, not special. For example, Starbucks in Vancouver are a dime a dozen. You can find them on any block. Or, don't be sad about your ex. Guys like that are a dime a dozen. Number 5, to have second thoughts. If you have second thoughts about something, it means you are unsure about a decision or an opinion you had before. For example, I was going to vote for him, but you know what? I'm having second thoughts. All that crazy stuff he's been doing recently. Or I'm thinking about going to the Philippines to study English, but you know what? I'm having second thoughts. Number 6, to zero in on something. This phrasal verb means to focus on one thing or to pay attention or concentrate on one thing. For example, when I have a pimple and I look in the mirror, I tend to zero in on the pimple. Or in class, I try to zero in on each student's weaknesses and strengths. So I'm paying extra attention to that one thing. Number 7, 1 by 1. 1 by 1. This expression means that you're going to do something one at a time. You're going to do one thing, and then you're going to do the next thing, and then you're going to do the next thing. So one at a time, meaning not at the same time. So for example, hey, I know you got a lot of questions. Let's go through them one at a time. Number 8, a dozen. Okay, so a dozen is another way to say 12. What's half a dozen? Half a dozen means 6. So half a dozen people came by the office yesterday with questions about the project. What's a baker's dozen? I saw this on a sign the other day outside a bagel place right in my neighborhood, and it means 13. So a baker's dozen has 1 extra, 13. Number 9, into. This is great for when you want to say you want to cut or divide something or separate something into 2 parts. So for example, you have an apple, but you want to share it with your bestie, your best friend. So what are you going to do? You're going to cut it in 2. Or if you go for dinner at a restaurant, you could say, well, let's just split the bill in 2. So you're going to cut it in half. You're going to cut it into 2 halves. And number 10. Instead of saying almost always, you could use the expression 9 times out of 10. For example, you know what? That president, He lies 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10, he is not telling the truth. Have you noticed? So, those are my 10 expressions and idioms related to numbers. They're all common, but my advice to you is pick 1, 2, or 3 of them and start using them in your everyday life, one at a time. This is Nessa on ESL Top 10. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you found this video helpful. And don't forget to get your PDF and self-study worksheet that goes with this lesson. Just check the links below. And I will see you next time on ESL Top 10 right back here. Catch you later, cats.